Prince Charles, Camilla Parker Bowles, shocking divorce rumors. Heir might rule alone. Prince Charles is reportedly forced to divorce his wife, Camilla Parker Bowles. New Idea published a report claiming that the Prince of Wales and Duchess of Cornwall are heading to Splitsville. According to Milly Haddrick, Prince Charles is prepping to be king, but it come with a huge price, his relationship with Camilla. A palace insider told the publication that Queen Elizabeth II will be officially bestowing her significant responsibilities on her eldest son. However, many are still not into Camilla, so he may sacrifice his second marriage and rule as a single man. Prince Charles and Camilla have been married for 14 years already, and some have already started to accept her, including Princess Diana's die-hard fans. However, recent polls suggested that the Duchess of Cornwall is still the least favorite royal. This is a worry for Charles, the source said. I'm surprised Camilla's ratings are low because several polls in the last couple of years have shown her to be more popular with the public. The insider added that many young people don't remember Diana anymore, and a number of older people have already forgiven Camilla. It has been over 20 years since Princess Diana's death, but it seems that the worst isn't over yet. A royal poll conducted by YouGov revealed that 34% of the population had a negative opinion about Camilla. Only 29% had positive feedback about her. It is believed that many Brits don't want to see Camilla taking on the title of the Queen. The divorce rumors involving the future king and his second wife have been swirling around for months. In February, the report sparked outrage from netizens who support the Prince of Wales and Duchess. They deemed the report fake news, but it still persists. Camilla missed a lot of royal events in December. She also didn't join the royals' annual Christmas morning service, which convinced some to believe the news. According to them, she's skipping the gatherings with the royals because of the troubled marriage with Prince Charles. However, one should take this report with a grain of salt. Prince Charles and Camilla were last seen at Buckingham Palace first garden party last week. The couple appeared happy and were not showing any signs of a strained marriage. Royal shock: how Charles and Camilla planned spectacular announcement before Diana's death. Prince Charles and Camilla Parker Bowles had planned to reveal the relationship to the world at a spectacular party in 1997 before the sudden death of Princess Diana brought the royal family to a standstill. According to a royal biographer, royal shock: how Charles and Camilla planned spectacular announcement before Diana's death. Prince Charles and Camilla Parker Bowles had planned to reveal the relationship to the world at a spectacular party in September 1997 before the sudden death of Princess Diana brought the royal family to a standstill. According to a royal biographer Penny Junor, in her 2005 book, The Firm, claims that Charles and Camilla planned to reveal the relationship to the world before the sudden tragedy on August 31st, 1997. Miss Junor writes, before Diana's death, they had been on the verge of coming out. Camilla's birthday party at Highgrove had gone well. Diana, meanwhile, had been attracting increasingly hostile publicity for her flirtatious behavior in the south of France with Dodi El-Fayed. PR advisor Alan Kilkenny was easing Camilla gradually out of the shadows. They were 2 weeks away from a spectacular party to raise money for the National Osteoporosis Society at Camilla's sister Annabelle's antiques business in Dorset. 700 invitations had been sent out at £100 apiece, and although nothing was official there were plans for the prince to pay a surprise visit to the party. It would have been a giant step along the path to make Camilla a legitimate part of the prince's life. The phrase he used time and again, which was his ultimate goal, but those and every plan screeched to a halted that Sunday in August when Brighton's awoke to the shocking news that Diana, Princess of Wales, had been killed in a car crash. After the tragic turn of events, Charles and Camilla would not be pictured together in public until 1999. Miss Junor, in her 2017 biography, The Duchess, also discusses how Camilla had to be slowly and carefully introduced to the public and to the royal family in those difficult years. She writes, the Queen had wanted Camilla gone before Diana's death, and she felt no differently after that. It was nothing personal. She had been very fond of Camilla in all the years she had been married to Andrew, but it was Camilla who had been responsible, wittingly or not, for all the disasters that had befallen the prince since his marriage. However, Miss Juna writes, Charles made it perfectly clear to anyone who would listen that Camilla was a non-negotiable part of his life. Meanwhile, biographer Andrew Morton, in his 2011 book, William and Catherine, claims that Prince William was used strategically by Clarence House to gain positive coverage of Camilla as Charles' new partner. Mr. Morton writes, while William instinctively wanted to be left alone, Camilla deliberately kept a low profile as courtiers carefully introduced her to the wider world. Prince William was, as Diana's former private secretary Patrick Jeffson points out, effectively used as her human shield. Information about the young prince being given out for favorable coverage of Charles and Camilla. Mr. Morton also writes how William's acceptance was crucial in paving the way for public attitudes to soften towards Camilla. He continues, the pivotal moment was the first meeting between William, whose looks and manner made him the living embodiment of the dead princess, and her arch rivals, Charles' mistress. This encounter finally took place a few days before his 16th birthday on Friday, June 12th at St. James's Palace. Royal author Penny Junor, in her 2017 biography, The Duchess, writes, this first encounter caught them all on the hop. Miss Junor writes, Camilla was with personal assistant Amanda and feeling decidedly anxious, as they all were. However, Prince Charles took her upstairs, introduced her to his son, and left them alone to talk. About half an hour later, Camilla came out saying, I need a gin and tonic. A few weeks later, William had told Camilla to join him with Charles and Harry on a Mediterranean yachting holiday. Mr. Morton writes, the signs were clear. The young prince's presence in Camilla's company was forgiveness for perceived as transgressions. For the watching media and public, the subtext was clear. If William could forgive, so could the rest of the world. Prince Charles and Camilla travel with bizarre bathroom accessory. Can you guess it? Prince Charles 70 and Camilla Parker Bowles 72 enjoy plenty of travel as senior members of the royal family. The Prince of Wales has strict demands when he travels, however, including one bizarre item in particular. Prince Charles and Camilla Parker Bowles are important figures in the British royal family. The married couple have traveled all over the world, both together and alone, during their relationship. According to a British author, Prince Charles had some peculiar demands when he travels. Some rather surprising items have been known to accompany him, with one very strange thing. Tom Bower's book, Rebel Prince, The Power, Passion and Defiance of Prince Charles, claimed to reveal what Charles takes with him. According to Bower, on one occasion when visiting a friend in northeast England, Charles brought his own lavatory seat. The bizarre luggage items didn't stop there. Bower wrote in his book about the future king and the assortment that didn't go well with his host. Prince Charles sent his staff ahead a day early with a truck carrying furniture to replace the perfectly appropriate fittings in the guest rooms, said the author, and not just the odd chest of drawers. The truck contained nothing less than Charles and Camilla's complete bedrooms, including the prince's orthopedic bed along with his own linen. His staff had also made sure to pack a small radio, Charles' own lavatory seat, roll of Clinique's premium comfort lavatory paper, Lafroig whiskey and bottled water for both bedrooms, plus 2 landscapes of the Scottish Highlands. The next delivery to arrive was his food, organic of course. His host decided, despite their enjoyment of his company, not to invite him again. Camilla, meanwhile, has said she always travels with a yoga block. She revealed this to the guide while watching a yoga class for senior citizens in Singapore. These bricks are a helpful tool to deepen flexibility and enhance yoga practice by lending the support needed. Royal author Robert Hardman detailed the episode in his 2018 book, Queen of the World, The Duchess is touring a community center where she turns her hand to the art, flower arranging and cooking, and drops in on a yoga class for senior citizens, wrote Hartman. They all obediently freeze in positions as she walks in. She spots a back break and tells her guide that she never travels without one. Camilla is well known to be a fan of yoga and practices the discipline alongside pilots. The travel cost expended by Prince Charles and Duchess of Cornwall were published in the 2019 Sovereign Grant Report for the year up to 31st March 2019. The total cost of the royal family's travel came up to £2.7 million. Prince Charles' visits abroad with Camilla amounted to nearly half of the total sum of the royal travel. The Duke and Duchess spent £1.3 million on travel for royal engagements over the past year, up by almost a third on the previous year. The report shows that Charles and Camilla's March 2019 visit to St. Lucia, Barbados, St. Vincent and Grenadines, St. Kitts and Nevis, Grenada, Cuba, and Grand Cayman cost £417,000. Their visit to Ghana, Gambia, and Nigeria in October-November came to £216,000, while their May 2018 trip to Greece and France cost £160,000.